Hi guys, so this is the March energy guidance with Ascension symptoms. In this video, I'll be focusing on giving you tips for dealing with emotions and mental health, as I feel mental health is not talked about enough in the spiritual side of things and people's journeys and their ascensions and their awakenings. And as someone that suffers with that and has been through some really dark times and been through so much, I really feel like I'm that of kind of steps along my way on my healing journey that I want to be able to share and help with others, because I know it's such a lonely thing to go through and so many lack the real understanding and importance of it. So I'm going to share a couple of tips with you that I really hope will be helpful. So I know that the energy on earth is changing, that so many of us are ascending and going through different awakenings, and we're not necessarily the same people we were, a couple of months, a couple of years ago, and that can be really hard to deal with. And also with everything that's going on in the world, it can add to the feelings and the emotions we go through, the anxiety, the depressions, the not wanting to be here. It can add to that a lot. Whereas I feel like when we can find our purpose, when we discover our soul purpose, and for me personally, going onto my spiritual path, again, that will mean different things for everyone and it will look different for everyone. But that gave me so much more purpose basically for being here. And a big thing as well is we have to accept that this is who I am, and I can change. My moods, my thoughts, my emotions and my feelings can change all the time. And for some of us, that can literally be every couple of minutes. It might be every couple of hours. It might be every few days or months. We're all unique. So embrace yourself as you are. For me, it can be like a roller coaster some days. Like some days you might be feeling great. Then a minute later, you might be feeling like, meh, like what's the point? Like, I don't want to do anything. Like it can spiral. Or like when I get to the evening, it's like I feel a lot lower sometimes, or I feel more emotional before bed. Like there's no right or wrong, and sometimes we shouldn't look at ourselves as flawed or that we need to be fixed or we need to be saved. Like we should just embrace and accept like that's who we are, and sometimes if the rest of the world doesn't like it, that's on them. But you're unique, so remember that. A big thing that's also really helped me on my journey is spiritual development and realizing that there is more to life than we were taught. And I think understanding like my life path, learning numerology really helped me as well. I discovered like, yes, I've been through a lot and I've had to master a lot of lessons in a smaller amount of time, because I'm here to be a healer and a teacher and helping others through their journey too. So for me to be able to help others in the best way, like I have to have been through and learned from a lot of journeys and lessons, but in turn I have to learn to have healed from them too, because the more healing we do, the more then we can help others. For instance, someone comes to me for a healing or a reading, and it's like, if I haven't done much personal healing, I'm only going to be able to help them to a certain degree, and then it's like I can't help them anymore. So the more work we do on ourselves, the more it benefits us, but then the more we can help others too. Now, I find as well, if people have financial stresses, this can really affect your mental health too. So where you can, look at reducing financial stress. Are you paying loads out on loans every month or debt? Try and find a way to reduce that. Have you got items sitting around you don't need, or that, are superficial kind of things? Could you sell them? Could that help reduce money? Are you paying excess amount for a car every month that, you just got to look good? Like, do you really need it? Stuff like that. You could be putting extra pressure on yourself for a couple of £100 every month, when in reality that's having a negative effect. Like your ego thinks it's good because you're looking better to others, so you think, or your ego's saying, but then that's contributing badly to your mental health, because that's extra pressure every month. You see what I'm saying? So see where you can, like financial stress, see where you can to reduce that. I also really highly recommend removing family or friends who are not supportive or are toxic in any way to you. It might be hard to do, but in the long run, your mental health will benefit from that, because having people around that are toxic or not supportive just drains your energy, and those people will be sapping at your energy. And again, your energy is precious, your most precious commodity. Like Energy is precious, protect it. And it can be easier to deal with less people. And not everyone will understand us. And sometimes we have to accept that, and that people always disappoint. So build a stronger relationship with yourself. I've had it before. I've opened up and I've confided in friends or family, only to have things thrown back at me, or for people literally to not say anything or not even know how to help or support. And that can just make you feel 100 times worse. So sometimes we have to understand that's a them thing. If they haven't done much work on themselves, or they're not in touch with themselves, or they don't have any depth to them, how can we expect them to support us? Whereas when we build that stronger relationship with ourselves to support ourselves, you will feel a lot more empowered. I've done a lot of studying and research around healing, personality types, codependency issues, self-worth, healing from traumas, and there is so much information for free online, or you can get books, even if you can't afford the books, maybe a library or someone might be giving some books away. They can be so helpful, and learning about those things and those issues, and then looking within yourself to see where your wounds might be that need work on, or inner child healing, even guided meditations. Places like Pinterest as well, they have a lot of people that post blogs or articles that can be really good to read. I highly recommend as well for a lot of you, if you haven't got a pet, get a pet, because they boost your mood. Like, they're there for you, and the love you can have with them is so much deeper than any other person. Trust me, my pets just help me through my darkest hours and my darkest days, and they are connected to us on a soul level. They are truly special. I also have a saying, which is hope. And for me, that means hold on, pain ends, and trust that we will find love or happiness one day. If that is what we really want, whatever we really want, we can have. We just have to believe it for ourselves. And when you're at your lowest points, allow yourself to stay inside or in bed for a few days. Don't feel guilty. Take the highs and lows as they come, like literally like the waves in the sea. They'll be up, they'll be down, and just literally go with that flow, and don't pressure yourself. We live in a world where it's like we're expected to be doing all the time, and if you're not doing, you're not achieving. Like, who cares? Just go within. And some of us are meant to have more inward journeys. Some of us are meant to have more outward ones and do more. Everyone is unique and different. I try to eat healthy foods, as real as possible and organic where I can afford, because for me, that is a way that I like to feel that I have control over something in my life. And also gut health, like majority of that is made up in your gut, and that then affects your brain and your mind. So that can be another thing to look at, that might be helpful for you. And also sometimes I feel like this ties into like energy protection too, but releasing other people's fears, stresses, dramas, worries, and that's also on a global level too, because when we take on the weight of the world on our shoulders, no wonder so many of us suffer with depression and anxiety and different mental health conditions, because we are sensitive and we are taking on everything that is not ours to take on. Like, yes, we can pray for the world. Like, yes, we can work on being better people ourselves and, spreading out our love to the world where we can. But if we take that on all the time of everyone else's dramas, stresses, we're going to be having this compassion fatigue. And it does, and I've been there, and it just weighs us down to a point where it's like we can't do it anymore. So look at where you can, releasing the energy that's not yours. Spending time in nature, like, that is so powerful. Go to places you enjoy, even if it's your local park or a nature spot or a bench in nature. Nature's healing, even if you don't feel it at first, but it clears your mind and you will be getting healing from the nature around you. Spend more time looking at the sky, the day and the night. It's magical. Okay. Also look at doing some work on the ego, and you'll find that there will be then a loss of interest for the superficial things in life. And that can help as well, because when we put pressure on ourselves, it goes to like a pressure cooker when we do things from our ego and we think, oh, we have to have this to look good or to maintain appearances or what other people will think. And when we just remember everything is temporary, and like, who cares what other people think? Like, let's just be us. That will just lift a weight off you. Okay. And like, your healing journey is unique and important to you. And I found there might be points where I've hit a real low point, but sometimes like just turning up the music, putting on some upbeat music, it can really help shift your mood. Even dancing, like men and women, but dance, there's no right or wrong way, because that when you move your body literally in movement, the energy starts flowing. So if there's blocked energy around your heart chakra or your crown, if you start moving, that energy is going to flow throughout the body, which will make you feel lighter and more balanced. Energy healing treatments, I strongly recommend them because they can really help with removing blocks in the energy field and help overcome traumas, pain, emotional pain, and things on a deeper spiritual level. Of course, go to someone that you feel drawn towards and that you will trust, and continue on your journey of developing more love for yourself and honoring your needs. Put yourself first. That's really important. For some people, they might find like counseling or therapy can be useful. See what's available to you, see what you can afford. I personally found, though, when I tried a group therapy in the past, I did struggle with that, and I was facing other addictions at the time, which did not help. And as an empath, the group setting was extremely draining and exhausting. I would literally be sweating before I went, having heart palpitations. It just wasn't right for me. However, for some people, you might find that right therapist, or even on a one-to-one basis, that might be more helpful for you. Also, like I say, things, it does depend for people and money, but you can find a lot of books that therapists might have written that could be helpful, or workbooks, or even stuff on the internet that might be helpful. So see what you're drawn to. And again, with all this information, just if something resonates, take that. If it doesn't, just leave it, because again, we're all unique and different, and everyone's journeys and paths will be different, and some people might be drawn to some things more than others. I also find that when I focused on something I really want to focus on, that gave me more strength too. So for me, I really want to write a book to inspire others, and also creating my content to share helps me have a focus, and to know that I'm putting some goodness out, and I'm sharing openly and honestly, and that will help others. And yeah, I started over the last couple of years reading a lot more of topics that I was interested in, and that did help keep my mind busy and occupied. And I love learning, and I feel like when our mind has something to be occupied and focused on, that can really help. And most importantly, with your home space around you, create an environment where you feel safe. And even if it's you live with others and you haven't really got that much say over the environment, even if you can create a little corner in a room just with some cushions or some candles or whatever it is that's important to you, just where you can go and feel that you can chill out and be safe there. And then my final kind of reminder to people is just remember that there is no need to follow others, or live this so-called normal life. If you want to wake up at 1 p.m, do that. If you want to wake up 5, do that. Sleep when you're tired, eat when you're hungry. Although for some people, I know a routine will be more helpful, I generally try and stick to a routine of being in bed before 12. But that varies and depends on my natural body clock and how the moon is influencing my energy, and same with my monthly cycle. But I just listen to my body, honor my body. So some mornings, if that means I wake up earlier or I need more sleep, just do it. We shouldn't put the pressure on ourselves to fit into boxes. I know it's harder if people have more tight set schedules, but when we start just living more presently and in the moment, that can be just so powerful. And connect with others where you feel drawn to, people that may be on a similar path to you, that can help or guide or inspire you. But you want to surround yourself with healthy people that can uplift and inspire you, because it's easy to be around people that are maybe they need a lot of healing too. And if you're someone sensitive, you will probably find more empathetic, or you have healing qualities too. Other people that need the healing might be drawn to you, but you want to distinguish those that are for your highest good as opposed to those that just need you maybe for healing, or they like your energy, but then they might drain you. So yeah, you could connect with others locally or through a mutual hobby maybe, or the gym. I don't know, whatever you're into, you will probably find your people, or put it on your new moon intentions that you want to find your soul tribe or the right kind of friends for your highest good, and trust that then when the timing is right, they will appear for you. And even online, there is a lot of ways people can connect. I just feel in person is better. But again, different people, it depends. Like some people may have anxieties around that. So whatever works for you. So I hope some of this information has been helpful. And I've tried to keep the video a little bit shorter because I literally could have spoke to you probably for like an hour and given way more detail. But I know it's hard to listen for quite a long time to people. But please feel free as well in the comments to share if there's been something that's helped you with your mental health, or on your journey or your awakening, or with some of these symptoms. Please feel free to share that, because that will really help others to know, and it might be something that then resonates with them and helps them. But thank you so much for listening. Take care, guys.